welcome to the webinar today. Today we're talking about schema and SGT schema. I know you don't know what that means, but you will hear shortly. All right. Everybody up to date a little bit on what schema is and structured data. With the Project Supremacy launch happening, just getting over a little bit ago, everybody kind of on the ball with what it is. Okay, most people are saying yes, some are saying not quite sure, so we'll try to get that covered in this call. And guys, we're shooting for half an hour for people asking how long it's going to be. I'm only planning for half an hour. I'll stay longer and answer questions. But let's go ahead and look here. This is a personal injury attorney page for Meridian Tech, Connecticut. So if we go do Meridian, medium income, Meridian, Connecticut is a town of 60,000 people. The median income is a little bit lower than normal Connecticut, whatnot. But how beautiful is this site? I need some feedback here, guys. How awesome is this site? You guys are just hurting my feelings now. Come on, guys, you can let me have it. Leading edge for 1998, not very, state of the art, not pretty, but ugly. It's terrible. Alright guys, I agree, this site sucks. Looks like Helen Keller designed that shit. Man, you guys are just being mean now. I'm just going to end this webinar and go cry. Let's do something real quick. Let's put this into the structured data testing tool. How pretty do you think Google thinks this site is? All good on the schema, service type attorney, the name personal injury attorney, Meridian CT. The offer catalog is attorney with services listed as personal injury, workers' compensation, social security, disability, criminal DUI defense, civil litigations. And if we come down here, the attorney is listed as this address, this GPS. We're also telling Google that this one site serves Middlefield, Connecticut, Rockfall, Connecticut, Wallingford, Connecticut, Berlin, Connecticut, Milltown, Connecticut, Cheshire, Connecticut, Plantsville, Connecticut, Durham, Connecticut, Southington, Connecticut, and Milldale. So what do you think Google thinks of this site? Since you guys are very cut straight to the core and try to hurt me with your mean talking about my bad site, what we see and what we think doesn't really matter. Do you guys see how beautifully this is showing up in Google? And if you see these all good check marks, right now this is not stuff you can do inside of Project Schema. Project Supremacy. I don't know if they'll ever get it. They probably will. I don't know when they'll do it. Doesn't matter. But do you guys see how powerful this is right here? I want to make sure everybody understands this. And if you don't, guys, speak up. I want to make sure you guys get this. I've been in the schema world for a while, and for a lot of people that's brand new to them. So I want you guys to understand this fully, because you're going to need to know it going forward no matter what. So what happened with Google getting started, they read your page and then they took into account your backlinks to try to come up with what your site was about. Then they started doing LSI, latent syntax indexing, which means if your site's about dog grooming, they expect to see other dog grooming sites or keywords about it. What they're going to now is structured data and schema, and there's 400 different schema markups and structured data. What they're doing is stuff that does not affect the physical makeup of your site, but you can let Google read your site without even worrying about what's on it. So if you guys see here, Google comes here and scrolls this site and says it's a service. We're going to mark it as attorney, which is one of the ones they have set up. It's not Google schema, it's big partnership, whatever. Then the name of the local business, and then we come down here. So let's say we had a dentist. Most company or most schema plugins will let you do dentist, and that's it. How many different things does the dentist do that people will search for? 10, 20? Yeah, schema is the same thing as structured data. Well, they might have a different physical description, but I don't know. They're basically the same. So if you guys just use the dentist tag here, you couldn't tell Google all the other stuff that the site does or the company does except hope they pull it out of your content. With this, we can tell them exactly what we want done. Let's say we had a site that was at this address, but it also serviced these other addresses. This is great for roofers, plumbers, contractors, people that go out and about. So a roofer is going to be able to go wherever. So they don't want jobs just in their city. If they could take all jobs just in their city, they would, but they'll go around. So with this we can tell them, what is this? With this right here is what I'm talking about. This stuff right here, we're telling Google that even though we are based in Meridian, Connecticut, we also service these following locations: area served, city, Middleford, Rockfall, Wallingford. Most company sites, they want to rank for stuff outside of their local area. But the only way to do that really is just to add pages for each of those areas. With this, we don't have to, because we're telling Google that, hey, we also service this area, so if you want to show us some love over there, go for it. Does this make sense? Okay, how do you think this site is doing ranking-wise? The only thing this has had done to it is got added to Google Webmaster Tools. That is the only thing that this site's been done. And I added it to Google Webmaster Tools just to get it indexed. You guys have seen how ugly it is. You've embarrassed me and made fun of it. How do you think the site's doing? Again, Meridian's got 60,000 people. Here we go. All that's been done is added it to Google Webmaster Tools. For personal injury attorney Meridian and Meridian Tech CT, it's ranked 38 and 44. It just got indexed 2 days ago, so these are bouncing around. Literally nothing has been done to it. Do you guys think that's pretty good rankings for just doing nothing? I'll show you how I made this site. For personal injury attorney Rockfall CT, I don't know how many people are in Rockfall, Connecticut. This is just surrounding areas. It's ranked 29th and 44th. Milldale and Middale CT, 53 and 58. This is all just by getting the site online and have Google crawl it. And it will go up without doing anything else. But if you backlink this, it'll rock it up. Do you guys think these are decent rankings for literally doing nothing? If you guys had to use product supremacy to create a site like this, how long would it take? If you go back and look at the site, and again, guys, I'm going to talk about product supremacy because that's what I have to compare it to in this, but product supremacy is still an awesome plugin. So I don't have the rankings pulled up for workers' compensation and Meridian or anything like that. The list would be too long and I don't have it added to a rank tracker yet. But do you guys think if you could bump out a bunch of these sites like this, see where they rank, the ones that are ranking decent, throw a few backlinks and rock it up to page 1, would you be able to build a bunch of sites and do a bunch of cool stuff? Alright, so let's see how this site was created. Here we are on SGT Schema. Yeah, I designed the logo here. So let's set this up for, let's pick a niche and a location. Start throwing out some niches and locations. We'll go with roofers and Dallas. I like it. Alright. So this is going to be theoretical because I can't have a domain already for stuff I'm going to pull from you guys. So let's go Dallas roofers. Let's say we had the URL dallasroofingpros.com. Let's look up a Dallas roofers and let's just get a description from them. I'm just being lazy here, guys. Alright, let's grab an address. Dentist in Dallas. Let's just take this address. Number 220, Dallas, Texas, 75219. Let's make up a phone number just to make it local, 214-216-2621. Let's say this is a lead gen site, guys, so we can just make all this stuff up. Let's say they go from 8 to 6, Monday through Friday. All right, let's go and do the surrounding cities. So for that, let's go to 5-minute sites. That's what I'm looking for. Let's put in the zip code, 75219. Let's go 10 miles around. Let's click submit. This one's only got a few, so let's just do these. All right. And for this example, I'm going to skip the Facebook profiles because I don't have anything set up for this example. Let's do pages for categories. Oh, I forgot to choose roofers. Here's all the categories we have in here, guys. These are the ones that Google recognizes natively. Roofing contractor. Let's say residential roofing, commercial roofing, roofing contractor, and roof repair. No, I don't have any content done because I didn't know what niche we're going after, so let's go roofing Dallas, Texas. Let's just get some content just for fun. Let's say that's the residential roofing. Let's say this is the commercial roofing. Let's see if we got some more content here. Let's say that is roofing contractors. And let's just say this is roof repair. Now obviously you want to do better content than just whatever I'm doing here. Alright, so we filled out a few things here, correct? How long from here do you think it'll take? How long do you think from here it'll take to create the site? Let's click create. Let's make a file for it. Dallas roofer. Okay. All done. Push button. So let's see what we created. Let's look up the index page. Open with Chrome. That's fine. So here's what it did. It created all these pages. It linked it together. It put all this stuff in here. Damn it, that's what I forgot to do. I was going to buy a domain and put this up somewhere. So it created this site. So it's got all these pages on it, and it's going to say it's not going to it because it's hooked up to the domain. So what it basically did is create a site just like this. This one was done a little bit better. And that's all there is to it. Now this page right here is done with almost perfect schema. So if we come here and let's open up that Dallas Roofer page. Let's edit with Notepad. So here we go. Let's go Control-Alt-Copy. Let's go with Structured Data Testing Tool. Let's put our code in here and validate. So if you guys see here, here is all of the stuff we put in there. It's got a maps, has maps, got geolocation, it's got the address, it's got the area served, it's got the roofing contractors, the name, and all of these subcategories. All of these pages now have perfect schema on it. How cool is that? Anybody see the power of what we're headed to here? All right, so let's go back and look at this site, wherever the heck it is. Let's go here and here. This site right here is ranking like this, 38 for a personal injury attorney Meridian. Guys, the way I just set up that site that I just showed you is how I set up this site right here. It's ranking for 38. Now let's go look at it. It's got an image. This image hasn't been optimized. There's no name to it. It's not named right. There's no geodata. There's no nothing on it. There's no YouTube videos in here. I think the keyword's in here once. I just scraped this content and put it in here. But this one page with the correct geodata is ranking for Meridian, Rockfall. It just started ranking for Durham. Like I said, guys, this got indexed 2 days ago. For Milldale. All of those other cities will start ranking as well. And literally, it's all because of the schema. So, what do we have going on here? And why the hell are we on a call? Here's what we got going on, guys. SGT Schema, we are in open or ugly beta right now. I'll talk about what that means. So you guys saw the software. Everybody agrees the software is not very pretty right now. But here's what we're doing. Here's an initial feature list that we're working on before you guys get access to it on Monday. What this software does that nothing else will allow you to do is add additional niche and specialties. You guys saw how Google read the site? This stuff right here, there's nothing else on the market that will give you this. No other tool will allow you to just insert this stuff. If you guys look for schema generators online, they will barely give you this much. Auto select 9 cities from radius around the address. As you guys saw, I put an address in and pulled the geo location. Very, very shortly, it's just going to say, hey, how many miles around do you want this site created for? And it'll create those. Anybody here know what AMP pages are? Accelerated mobile pages? Everybody heard of that? Yes, no? What if I told you WordPress will never, ever, ever, ever be able to do AMP pages correctly? They just won't. It's too bloated of a code. AMP is all about stripped down HTML. It will never be able, WordPress will never be able to do AMP pages correctly, even if you have an AMP plugin that I've seen floating around for WordPress. What's going to happen with this software is once you hit create the site, it will create your AMP pages for you as well. Sitemap and robots.txt will all be created. Right here, how I showed you the content here. Coming very, very shortly, you can drop spend content in here. Not only that, we're going to give you all the spend content you need and spend syntax. Ability to add city macro before uploading articles, spun or otherwise. So when you create this, you can put a city placeholder, a state abbreviation, or a state full or zip code, and it will auto insert those for the different locations. Themes based on niches. You guys saw how ugly this site was, correct? We have better HTML templates coming for you guys, and they're just going to get better and better. Now, what is the game plan with this? What we're doing right now is we're doing all these feature lists, and the feature list is so much bigger than this. I just want to put this up here because I know we can do this stuff. Everything else I don't have 100% confirmation on, but we're going web-based version very quickly, guys. And what that means, for every single page, we will load up the back end with images for every niche under the sun, plenty of them. So when you create a site, let's say you create a site for 6 different topics and you want one for each city if you want to do it as an individual city page. It will grab an image, geotag it, description, title tag, and do all of that for you. You'll be able to choose a state or a city plus a radius or the whole country. It'll build out the whole site for you. YouTube inclusion with schema markup. If you guys are embedding with just YouTube embed code, it's not the worst way to do it. The worst way to do it is just not to do it. Do you guys know you can add schema to YouTube embeds? Anybody know that? Few people. You can mark up the embed code for YouTube links with Schema. Pretty cool. Auto-select YouTube and niches and aggregates reviews. We are going web-based with this. The reason for web-based is we can push out updates, we can control everything on our end, we can add templates, and you guys will never have to download anything. You just log in, take care of it, spits out a site, and you upload it to your website. It'll be that simple. Now, why am I doing this instead of just using Project Supremacy or looking at some of the other HTML mass builders out there? While this will give you the ability to mass build very here shortly, this is designed just for local. I am not integrating affiliate stuff or Amazon stuff in it. Someday, way down the road, if we got all this stuff dialed in and we want to add that, just enhance it, we might. But right now, guys, I am designing this for my own personal use for local. If you think about it right now, let's say you bought a domain, you installed WordPress, and then you had 6 niche keywords you're going after for 5 cities. So you're starting from a fresh WordPress install, and you got to create 30 pages using Project Supremacy or anything. So 6 niche keywords for 5 cities, 30 pages. You got to make them all look good. You got to take care of all the plugins, installing, optimizing, and stuff. How long would it take you to make that 30-page website? A lifetime, too long, a lot of work, painful. Guys, with this, you can literally do it with just filling in a few blanks. So let's look at this with what I've said there before. Right here, you'll always have to fill this out. But coming very shortly, you can select a radius and say 30 miles, and all of these will be done for you. You won't even have to do this. We're going to give you guys content for this as we go. So let's say you want to do commercial roofing. We'll suggest to you the keywords to go after. We'll give you content in spun format that you can just plug and play. The goal here is to take care of your images for you, the content for you. So if you guys want to sit down and pump out 50 sites, you can do it in a couple hours. Upload them, deploy them, see which ones rank the best, backlink them. The ones that don't, either backlink them or just let them go. You only spent $10 on a domain and no time creating them. Do you guys think if you can create these sites at scale like this without all of the hassles, you'll be able to put up 10 sites a week? For the looks of the sites, guys, I'll talk about that here in a little bit. So just stay with me. When it comes to local rank and rent, guys, it is a numbers game. If somebody else tells you it's not, they're probably not being honest with you. It's a numbers game. We do this on a daily basis using WordPress right now and some other tools, and even with our backup and replace and search and replace, it still takes us quite a bit of time to get a new site up, done correctly. With this, we can pump out 50 sites with a push of a button, put them online, wait a week, see which one's starting to rank, and then start backlinking those and go from there, guys. So once this goes web-based, it will be project-based. So what does project-based mean? That means when you, let's say you create a site for Denver plus 10 miles, and you rent that whole site to somebody, and they're like, oh, we also do these cities. You can go back, pull up that project from your web-based account, add the additional cities, re-render the website, and just upload the whole new website to their hosting, to the domain on the hosting, and boom, the whole new site's ready. The pages that were already there will not change at all, but all the new pages will be there. Now, let's say there are 3 new schema things related things that we want to add to the software. Using WordPress, guys, to add new stuff to a WordPress plugin, you got to test compatibility with themes, plugins, databases, WordPress versions, all this stuff. How we're doing it, all we have to do is make the code look good, plug it into the back end, and give you guys some data entry boxes to put the stuff into. We will be able to add so much schema to this that it's going to be unreal how quickly we can do it. Because guys, gals, we don't have the hassles of WordPress. We just don't. These sites will load quicker. They won't be breakable. WordPress, if something gets updated, let's say plugin auto updates, and it doesn't work well with everything else, you log in one day, look at your site, and it's all screwed up. That can't happen here. There's nothing here to update and screw up anything. How cool is that? Who's excited about just saying, I want to stop using WordPress for this? Does that make anybody excited? If I could remove WordPress from your life on rank and rent sites and allow you to go to scale way quicker, would you guys think that would help you make more money? So all of this is coming. Like I said before, right now we are in what we're calling ugly beta. The software is not pretty. You guys see it here. I don't think this is the latest build. It's just the one I had up for the webinar, and I just wanted to make sure I had a stable version up. This software will have bugs. It doesn't. The version I'm running right now does not have bugs. As a beta member, you will be prompted to use the software, abuse the software, break the software, send us suggestions, send us bugs, send us all this stuff. You've got to get in there and play with it and abuse it. That's part of being in a beta. This software does not spit out pretty sites right this second. We're fixing that. Now guys, the idea behind this is going to be template based. So while this site is ugly, we can make a site as pretty as a WordPress site if we want. So down the road, or not, when you get started, there will be a better template in here. The idea behind this is we're going to have template based, spit out a good site, and we'll have header images for all the different niches. Now if you guys do something very random that nobody else will do, you'll have to supply that header image. We're not creating them for everything under the sun. But for all the major stuff, anything we see value in, we'll create the header. So you just choose the right header, you put whatever text you want on there when you create the site, and it'll spit out a good looking site. Now what we're suggesting is using something like this. Source CCS. Let's look at this. Jesus, that was loud. What this does is allow you to put an overlay on it, so when you come to this site, so let's say I rented this out, personal injury, Meriden. I found a lawyer there who wanted to rent my site because it's ranking so well. I put their site in here, it'll pop up their website. So when somebody comes to this URL, their website will show. Now here you could have 50 clients for $147 a month. If each 50 clients was only paying you $100 a month, guess what guys? You're going to bring in $5,000, and the cost of having the pop-up is going to be $147. So 3% of your monthly revenue would go towards having this. People see these prices like, oh, well, that's high. There's other ways to do this, and I'm not ruling out once we go web-based having this ability baked into the software. I'm not ruling it out. I just don't know how it works, so I'm not saying whether we are or not. Yeah, watermelon carvers are going to definitely be in there. Yeah, we thought about calling it alpha, but for some reason we just went with beta. So it's now beta. So we're moving this to web-based once we get it dialed in. No date promise. We're going web-based sooner rather than later. Less than a month probably we'll start the web-based version of it. The reason why we're not going web-based right away is we've got some bugs to work out, and the best way to do all this stuff. We have a bunch of tests going on right now. There's 100,000 different ways to do this schema with different pages and different combos, that we want this dialed in to get the best working version, the best working method, before we take this web-based and start paying people $100 an hour to start programming this. So for the foreseeable future, next couple weeks, it's going to be desktop based. There will be 0 refunds offered. If you guys decide to get this today, if you don't, you're not going to hurt my feelings. We're not giving access to it till Monday. The only reason I'm doing this now instead of Monday is because I showed this off to some people last week and my email inbox has been blowing up. When this goes live, it'll never be sold for less than $500 or $97 a month. It just won't ever go lower than that. It'll probably be much higher than that. With this beta, you'll never have to pay another penny for the software. With one caveat, if once it goes web-based, you are creating a ton of sites and eating up resources. I don't know how many sites that is. I don't know what that number is. But if you're a drain and resource hog on the hosting, we're going to send you a link for you to pay whatever amount, 10, 20, 30 bucks a month, something to cover your server costs so we don't lose money by you using our tool. And like I said, you'll laugh with how much the payment's going to be, because if you're cranking out 500 sites, you're doing something right and you want to keep using it. Jack already asked for a refund. So, anybody want access to this today? I don't really have much else to talk about, guys. I told you I was going to keep this at right at half an hour, which is where I'm at. Does everybody understand this, what we got going on? You're not getting it till Monday. No refunds. What do you think a good price for the beta is, guys? Let's guess prices. I see 147. Come on, guys, guess some prices. 29, 47, 397, 250, 150, 97, 47, 47. All right. If I said $50, would that be fair? Too much? If that's too much, guys, you're not allowed in the beta. Everybody on the call yesterday freaked out when I told them $50. They're like, we were just waiting for you to drop 297 on us. No, guys, we're doing it for $50. Here's the link. Before I give you this link, let me go over something with you guys. Let's put this link in here. I will drop this in here to you guys as well, but watch what I'm going to do here. Name, PayPal email, phone number. Email for software to be delivered. If you want this sent somewhere besides your PayPal email, put your best email. We're going to email it to you. This right here, just give us some background. I don't care what you put here. I just want to have some idea. Right here, I realize this is beta software. It will have bugs, and I will need to give feedback on it. I also realize I'm getting a huge savings by becoming a beta member user. If you say no to this and you buy, I will refund you and cancel your order. I understand this is beta software, and as such, there are no refunds being promised or offered. If you click no on here and order, I will refund you and send you your money back. Sound good? I want to be crystal clear on stuff. If we buy now for $50, will there be an additional cost later? Your only additional cost will be hosting for your sites and domains. The only possibility of you ever paying me more money for this is if you're pumping out way too many sites per month and it's killing our bandwidth and costing us money, then you'll get a small fee. And if we at some point have designers come on who create templates for this and they sell them as a marketplace inside here and you want to buy templates, you could spend money there, and I'm not promising that's ever going to be a thing. But those are the only two ways you'll ever pay money. There's no upsell on this, guys. There's no back-end trickery here with coaching. It's $50. I want you to buy it and use it. I want you to put sites up. I want you to give us feedback on it. I want you to break it. I want you to give us suggestions on it. I want you to get sites ranked #1 and send us an email saying, holy shit, I clicked a few buttons and now I'm #1. That's what I want. I know I'm being a hard ass here at that $50 mark, guys. This will be available till Sunday evening or we hit 100 copies. We already sold 50, 1, 50, 49, I don't know, something like that. So this will be available till 100 orders come through or Sunday evening. Sunday night at midnight it's gone. Yes, mobile responsive, yes. Guys, Tom, did you hear what I talked about with AMP, accelerated mobile pages? We're already building that in. It's better than mobile responsive. So no, we will not make it mobile responsive, but we'll do better. Yep, everything I've talked about is a part of this, guys. There's no upsells for individual pieces. I'm not piecing this out. The link is in the chat. Let me do this, and I'll put it back in the chat. Guys, for those people that got on here late, I will go through this really quick. See this site right here? While it looks ugly, here's what Google thinks it looks like. This shows attorney, the company, the site name, attorney, personal injury, workers' comp, social security. You can put as many items or offers or services in here as you want for a company. And then here it says personal injury attorney, legal, the address, the zip, or the GPS. And then you can add additional cities inside of here saying, hey, we also service clients in these areas. We don't want to make all this stuff, so we'll just tell you what we do. Google's got the check mark saying, this is perfect code. We love it. Here's how that site is ranking. All I did was click a few buttons and uploaded it. I have not done anything besides get it indexed by Google Webmaster Tools, so not a single thing has been done to it. For a personal injury attorney in Meriden CT, it's ranked 38th with nothing done to it, and this is a town of 60,000 people, so what do you think there is? 10, 15, 20 personal injury attorneys going after this, 30, 40, who knows? And it's already 38th with nothing at all done to it. A few social backlinks, this will shoot up. It's ranked 29th for personal injury attorney rockfall. Again, guys, nothing's been done to this. How do we create this? We use SGT Schema. So what you do is you come in here, put your niche, the name, your URL for your site, address, all this stuff, additional cities, and then this will create pages for all the stuff, because if you go back here, all these pages are created automatically, and these are shitty pages. These images aren't optimized, nothing. This is a shitty early build and still ranking decently for doing nothing to it. And once you hit start, it will spit out a site like this. It's got all of these pages, the commercial roofing pages, the residential roofing. So this is a page that's spit out in fractions of a second. And if we take that code and we go here, put that code in here, here's how beautiful it looks. Don't see the link on mobile. Yeah, I know. Here's the link. Just type in bit.ly/SGT Schema, and you'll be good to go. For those of you who said, anybody having problems buying if you're trying to buy? I didn't have any problems yesterday, but it's my first time using Wufoo to take payments. It's all the schema generated by the software located within the head tags or on the site. It's in the head tags, I believe. Nope, it's in the body. Why it's in the body and not the head, don't know, but that's how my programmer's doing it, and he knows way better than me. Where are you getting the on-page content? You guys will have to come up with content until we get you guys all the content. Site as it shows on iPhone doesn't look mobile friendly, loads fast. Yeah, guys, the idea behind this is you're going to want to do an overlay, and we don't have the AMP pages. We're not doing this to make it mobile optimized now because we're creating AMP pages for it. So we're not going through the hassle of creating mobile friendly pages when we're just going to get rid of it for AMP, which is being worked on right this second. Is there any training on this? Join webinar a little late. When you get the email, again, if you guys join late or whatnot, few things, no refunds. You will not get access to it till Monday. One of the main reasons is we are just doing some stuff to it, so when we give it to you Monday, it's in a lot better shape. Plus, I don't have shit done for videos, so if I gave it to you now, it would be a colossal pain in the ass. So you will not get it till Monday. You will have to get it by email on Monday. With that being said, yes, there'll be videos on it. There's not going to be many videos on it because as of right now, it's not that hard to use. As we add stuff and different intricate strategies go on, you'll get videos from it. Schema will be moved into the head, my programmer just said. What about security hacking? Can I buy 50 copies to reduce competition? Security and hacking, HTML sites are much more secure than WordPress. There's no vulnerabilities like WordPress. And I'm speaking from what I know, and I could be wrong if anyone wants to chime in. HTML sites can't get hacked as easily as WordPress because there's no unupdated plugins and stuff that leave backdoors. Kurt, is that correct? Security will be a function of the host. So as long as your hosting account doesn't get hacked, they can't just get into your site. Karen, I'm not going to read your question, but yeah, that's fine. As long as you give me feedback. Questions, comments, concerns, guys? Steve, those we're going back through. The ones that haven't been doing very well are going to be replaced with this. But we got to talk to each person individually because some people don't want to do overlays. So I'll let you know about that. Payment thing isn't working. Boots me out before PayPal comes up. Who said that, Anthony? You're correct. It's showing you as... For those of you guys that got signed up, anybody have Problems getting paid, paying. Anthony, John Barry, Steve, Orfanos, Tom, Simon. Did it go through with PayPal? I'm just back in here showing it as not. Payments hasn't gone through. Guys, if you tried to go through and it didn't let you do the PayPal payment, it shows here on the back end if it's unpaid or not. Just start over from scratch and try it again. I'll just delete your unpaid entry once the paid one comes through. John Barry and Steve paid through credit card. Okay, it's shown. I just figured there was a blank. Yep, those are popping up. So Anthony, try it again 2 times so far. You're saying it's kicking you off on the paper when you click the PayPal button? Are you on mobile, Anthony? Desktop. I just put an email in there, Anthony. Shoot me an email once it's over and let me know. I've got your data in here, so if I have to just go a different route to get you paid up, it's fine. I don't know what's going on. It is out of my hands. Okay. Is a personal injury attorney the only site you've had created using this method? Anything ranking higher? Yeah, we've got other ranking stuff, guys, and you'll see all that. I just don't want to put all my sites out here for this call. The people who bought in, you'll see some different sites and stuff on Monday when you get access to it. This offer will be open till Sunday night, or we hit 100 copies sold, and the replay will be going out here shortly. After the online version is in place, will the desktop version be discontinued or no longer worked on? Yes. Once we go web-based, the desktop version will be abandoned, because using desktop software, you got different OSs to deal with, and you got to make sure people are on the same builds and stuff. With the web version, if we change stuff in the background, it just changes for you. We don't have to worry about it. So yeah. Will we have to do the work over again? And Kurt's probably going to hate me, we might look into seeing we can probably have an import feature for sites created on the desktop version where you can import them into the web version. I don't know for sure. That's something I'm not positive. That's a good question, though. That's not it. Here's the link. Glenn, I just sent it privately. Bruce says if you guys are having troubles, try using incognito on your browser and doing it. Not accepting my PayPal email. Try it with incognito. Too late, I bought no refunds. Did you say the info needed for the sites like video and article are on us and not provided by software? As we get going, and guys, again, this is an ugly beta mode. I'm promising you guys content here in the near future, because what I'll do is just have my team scrape a bunch of content, we'll put in spin syntax, and then we'll plug it into the back end of the software. It might be when it's web-based before you can just pull it naturally, but we'll give you the content before then if you want to use it. The images will be pulled once it gets web-based. We're not doing anything image related for you guys until it gets web-based. And then it will pull images automatically for you, geotag them, do all that stuff for you, but that's once we get web-based. Kurt, not sure if it would be necessary since each is developed individually. Your servers, guys, we're not hosting this for you. That's where I draw the line. If we had a bunch of people throwing these sites up on one hosting account that we controlled, we'd have so many issues. So hosting's on you guys. Not going down that road. How do I edit these? Okay, guys, who here has never worked with HTML pages before? Yeah, it was a long time ago for me too, guys. Is it HTML5? I don't know. I don't speak that. I'll find out. Good job, Anthony. These pages, once you create a site, you guys can use stuff like Coffee Cup HTML Builder and edit these very easily. Once these are done, and once you guys start using something like this, see, here's what happens. So once the site's created, it'll be in a folder like this. If I can find 3 monitors keeps throwing me off because my stuff's everywhere. So you, instead of being inside WordPress, you'll be inside here, and you can open up these. You set your default HTML files to be opened by an editor, and it'll just open up like this, and you can just change stuff however you guys see fit here. And then once you're done, all you do is use something like FileZilla and upload it up. And they'll be training on that, guys. HTML is so much easier than WordPress. It's crazy. What antivirus were you using, Anthony? Okay, but the site you showed looked okay to get the clients. Yeah. Guys, if you tell a client that you overlay their site and make their site #1, they'll be more likely to buy. If this site looks like shit, but it's ranking #1, they don't care. They want the ranking, and if you can overlay their site into the #1 spot, they don't give a shit what the underlying site looks like. A lot of them would just take it as is here. So let's say they didn't want to overlay, and they could just come in here, you modify it some for them, and boom, they're good to go. So the overlay is not necessary. Built a 1,200 page HTML site. Is it $50 a month or one payment? Guys, I'm just asking for $50 one time and never asking for money again to use this as we build this out. There's no hidden tricks. I'm not trying to fool anybody. You're not going to get rebilled for $50 next month. It's $50 one time. Everybody's keep asking me if I'm trying to, I don't know why there's so much distrust here. Any idea when the web-based version will be available? Keith, I wish I had a set date, but I don't have one, so I'm not putting an arbitrary date out there. Missed overlay discussion, guys. Right now, I'm going to suggest for overlays using something like Source CCS, $150 to $47 a month for 50 clients and 50 rental sites. So all you would have to do is create one site, rent it out for $150 a month, and you cover the cost of this, and you have 49 other clients you can take off and 49 other rental sites. As we get web-based, will we have something like this built in natively to the site? Possibly. I'm not putting any promises on that either. So yes, guys, it's $50 one time. The only other way you'd ever pay money is if once we go web-based, you're building 100 sites a week and it's eating up our server resources. We are not going to lose money on making you guys money. So you would get a link for a PayPal monthly payment to keep up that quantity of builds to cover our server costs. And if you're making that many sites, you're obviously making money and you won't care about paying us 10, 20, 30, 40, $50 a month, whatever it is. The second way you might ever pay money to us again is if at some point we get the online stuff done and everybody wants cool templates, we might hire some HTML guys, some template creators, or just have them come in there, create stuff, put it in a marketplace in the back end, and you guys can buy it from them. Those are the only two ways you would ever give us more money. There's so much distrust because you are 1 in a million. Majority of the marketers out there are scavengers and scammers. Thank you, Karen. So yeah, guys, that is what I have going on. It's been well past 30 minutes, so I'm happy to stick around and answer questions, whatever you guys want. But I don't have anything else to show or talk about. HostGator has a long list of free HTML templates. Will those work? We're right now in the process of putting a bunch of HTML templates in there. As we go, we'll make them better. Is having all the sites on one server going to be an issue with Google? You don't want to put too many on. How many is too many? I don't know the exact answer to that, and I don't think anybody does. Guys, if you recorded this, feel free to upload it somewhere and send it to me at aj@instantconversions.com. I always like having backups just because who knows. All right, guys, questions. Anybody on here did not get in that has questions? You have till Sunday or we hit 100. Right now we're at like 60 something. I don't know. All right, guys, going once, going twice, going 3 times. Anybody got anything else? The source CCS stuff I'm talking about, guys, is let's say I had this site ranked as is and I wanted to rent it to a personal injury attorney, but they wanted to overlay their site here, so they rank number 1. I can use something like this, drop a little bit of code on here, and when you go to this site, their website will show up instead of this one. For everybody that got in, you will get an email on Monday from us. I think they are I'm not 100% positive. Have I tried Source CCS overlay on HTML site? I haven't tried it. I don't see why it wouldn't work. We use it for HP and different stuff. I don't see why it wouldn't work. But we haven't tested it on these site checks. We're just getting this dialed in and not actually renting the stuff out right this second. We got too much stuff going on to get the software up and running. I don't see why it wouldn't work. It's just adding a little code. So, yeah. That's the honest answer. Could you rotate the overlay code to market to several prospects in the same market? No, but you can change it before you call them. So let's say you got site ranking number 1, you overlay their site on it, you call them up, say, hey, got your ranking number 1, search for Dog Groomers Dallas. They go, click on the top link and see their site. They don't want to keep it there. You just switch it out with the next one in the back end. It's very simple to do, and put the next one in. All right, guys, anything else? Anybody excited about this? Yes, very, very. Let's get going. All right, guys, I'm going to close this down. Monday. Quit talking, get to work, getting it all ready. Google's probably having squirts. Wow, glad I tuned in. Anybody glad they tuned in and weren't really going to because they knew they were going to sell stuff on here? I made it very clear in the emails I was going to sell you guys something if you want to buy. Awesome. All right, guys. For those that missed out or got here late or haven't bought and want to rewatch this, I'll have the replay out later on today for you guys. Go through it at your leisure. If it closes down before you get in, just send me an email and I'll put you on a waiting list. But it is what it is. All right, guys. I will talk to you guys all soon.